Live studio. All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Lendoria show. Don't have any music yet? You are really, really blessed because you get to walk this walk from the very, very beginning with me. What you got good going on? What you got good going on? What you got good going on? Share with Lendoria show. What you got good going on? What you got good going on? What you got good going on? Share it with Lendoria show. Share it with me, whatever you got good going on. Listen, what are we going to be talking about on the Lendoria show? We're going to be talking about everything that's going on. We're going to be talking about good news. We're going to be talking about bad news. We're going to be talking about health and wellness. We're going to be talking about parenting. We're going to be talking about, when we look at the children today, what's going on? What are we doing wrong with some of the development? When we look at the children, the parenting styles, we gotta make sure that we cross every T and dot every I. We're gonna be talking about marriage, good marriage, happy marriage, healthy marriage. We're gonna be talking about, hey, my spouse stepped out on me. Now what? What do I do? We're trying to rekindle. So how do we bring this thing back together? We're going to be talking about Christianity. Why is a lot of people not coming to church? Why do people not want to come to church? Why, the ones that do come, why do they come? What are you looking for when you come to church in 2020? When is it not okay to allow the other parent? Let's say you're separated and you have total guardianship of the children. When is it not okay to allow the other person to see the child? We're going to talk about these things. I had kids and, I'm not married to this man. So whose last name do my child get? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about when you get married, whose last name you get. Okay? So my name is Lendoria. Hello to anyone that don't know me. If you don't know me, let me just give you a short bio of who I am. My name is Lendoria Ellis. I am married. I've been married for 4 years. I have 4 beautiful children that I had before I got married to my husband. I have a very happy marriage. It have not always been that way. We went through our ups and downs to become one, but now we are one. So I am also a pastor. So I do have the authority. I can teach on marriage because I understand this thing. I teach married couples. I teach singles. I teach parenting classes. I teach youth. I teach cooking. I have a program that we'll be starting up. It'll be part of the radio show. We'll be covering health and wellness. I am not a health and wellness, person to where I went to school for this stuff. I just learned it through the years. It's just things that I did. I'm a massive studier. I study every different type of, you name it, everything. I study everything. I'm a person that to me, you're supposed to be one of the smartest people in the room, everywhere you go. So I study every topic, everything. So, I study it. This is me. I'm a massive teacher. The qualities of who I am as a pastor, I'm a stronger past teacher than I am a preacher. I like to teach. I like to make sure that whatever I'm teaching, the point that is supposed to be get across, that we get the point across, that people leave out of church and understand, okay, I fight with this. I'm not in disagreement that this is something I need deliverance from or self-control, and this is what I need to do to stop doing this thing or to get rid of this thing. Okay? So I am a pastor, but on the Lendoria show, this is a Christian show. I will not be preaching and teaching, but we will cover some Christian topics, as well as we'll be talking about the stimulus check. Hey, what you gonna do with your stimulus check when you get it? What are you gonna do with it, huh? What did you do with the last one? Or did you even get one? Some people didn't get one. Some people They weren't supposed to get one because they make too much money. Some people don't make too much money. They were supposed to get it and never got it. What happened to that check? Did you ever get it? Do you know what to do? Or is there anyone out there that can direct us or help? You know what? Listen, let me point you in this direction. This is what you do to, you contact, you call this number and you contact the IRS and blah, blah, blah. Boom. So networking through the Lendoria show, we will be doing tons of networking. If it's something you want to hear about, send it to me. Drop it in my inbox or text it to my number, 219-406-1372. 219-406-1372. If you have any questions, you can call. You can call me after 9 a.m., before 9 p.m. After 9 p.m., all avenues of social media and everything is shut down. That's family time. That's relaxed time for me. The day is over. It's time for me to go and kick back and cuddle with my husband and chill and relax for the night. Okay? So, but if you have any questions, any concerns, you have any topics that you want to talk about, you want to discuss, or you want to hear, you want my opinion about, or even if it's this the Lendoria show, but if you say, well, you said you're not going to be teaching and preaching on this live, but maybe on Monday, I have a marriage question. Drop that in my text. Text it to me, send it to me, call me. We'll talk about it, and I'll take it and we'll teach that thing. You need help somewhere in that marriage. You need help raising those children. You need just a suggestion here or there. Just a little help here or there. Hey, that's what we for. This is something that's very important I learned in life. No man is an island by himself. None. None of us can survive by ourselves. We need each other. We need each other. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. David in the Bible, he encouraged himself. Somebody even wrote a song out. Encourage yourself. Yeah, I don't remember all of it, but encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. I don't know who sang it, but the song is nice and the song is true. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to, you know what? I retired myself. I used to work in the medical field 29 years. This year would have been 30. I was done last year. I was done. The end of last year, I didn't want to do it anymore. I made my mind up. I was stepping away from that, and I'm stepping out to do my own thing. And that's what I do. So we'll talk about that too. The name of my company is Country Bumpkin Home Cooked Meals. I cook meals. I cook food. I love to eat. You see it? So if you chime in tomorrow, I'll be doing the exercise live tomorrow because I'm actually starting a meal plan. I put together meal plans. I sell on regular. I sell dinners, and with my dinners, I don't have a menu in front of me. I forgot to get one. But with my menu, I sell fried chicken. I sell jerk chicken, baked chicken. You can have oven fried chicken. You can have fried fish, baked fish, jerked fish, oven fried fish. You can have ribs. I barbecue them ribs. I jerk those ribs. However you want them. If you want some fried ribs, I cook greens. I cook macaroni and cheese and candy yams and sweet potatoes and cornbread. And I make bread from scratch. I make cheese bread and raisin bread and butter bread and you name it. Banana bread, banana nut bread, sun-dried tomatoes and olives inside the bread. Monkey bread. It's a lady off our block. Her name was Miss Newsom. She used to make monkey bread, and oh my gosh, the bread melts in your mouth. And here I am, this many years later, never thought I would be making the monkey bread. I talked to a lady actually a couple of weeks ago, and she was in her 70s, and she had never heard of monkey bread. I was, shocked because of her age. I just thought every woman in their 70s at least heard of it, but it's not necessarily true. But I'm going to take her some because she's one of the customers, and she's never heard of it, and I promise you, once I take her that bread, she's gonna fall in love with it. You fall in love with this bread. It's buttery. It's like it's a, for anybody that don't know what it is. It's a big, I make it round. You can make it any kind of way though. You can make it square. You can make it rectangle, or you can make it round. And what I do, I make it round, and you can take it and you can like just peel pieces of it away. You can take it and you can dip it in if you want to do broccoli, cream, cheese soup, or chicken soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken and rice soup. I make different soups, all of that stuff. You name it. If you want it, we cater to you. If you are hypertension and you need a certain type of meal, we cater to you. If you are diabetic, we cater to you. I've been diagnosed with hypertension, and my goal this year is to get up off this high blood pressure medication. What the doctor told me is if I drop 10 pounds, for every 10 pounds I drop, that blood pressure number drops by 5. So the normal when I don't take that medication, and if I consume too much salt, it's like 154 over maybe 76 or 78. That's too high. It's supposed to be 120 over 80. Did I say that right? Let me see. So it's usually 154 over 84 or 86. Yeah, I said it wrong. It don't be in the 70s. It'd be too high. When I eat wrong, when I consume too much salt, it'd be too high. So I was told if I drop the 10 pounds, for every 10 pounds, that number will drop by 5. So instead of 154, well, let's just round it off to 155. 155, it'll drop to 150. If I drop 20 pounds, 145. It'll constantly drop. I have enough weight to drop to even play with it for it to go back to normal, because my goal, I'm starting at 250. Now, this is the part I really want to encourage somebody, because I'm starting at 250. They said my normal body, for my height, my normal body weight should be 120. I don't know where they got that from, but 120 with me, I would look like I just finished coming out of a drug house or something. I would look extremely too skinny if I was the last time I was 120 pounds, I was 18. Let me see. Was I 18? I was 18. At 18, I was 120 pounds. After I had my second child, Jarvis, that boy, them boys, they put that weight on you, and they keep that weight on you. After I had Jarvis, my body weight went to 150. I kept 30 pounds. Because I still small, it didn't look bad. It looked nice. It just looked, hey, this looks sexy, you know? It looked nice. It felt comfortable. But I don't even want to get that size no more. I think I've been 250 so long that I'm scared to get back. I don't want to look too skinny. So I want to get down to, I think it's comfortable, 160 and 170, somewhere between there. So for my own comfort, I want to be able to be 80 or 90 pounds. Take off 80 or 90 pounds. That's it. So get back down to like 160 or 170. That'll feel healthy. I feel like I will look nice for myself. You know, just when you start getting older, you just want to feel good for yourself. It's not all about all that looks and all of that stuff. When you're in your 20s, you go through that stuff. You're supposed to grow out of that stuff. You're not saying that you don't still want to look nice. You want to still look nice at every age. But I'm talking about you're not into that. I'm fast and I'm trying to get this attention and all that seducence for you, and you out of all of that. You should be. You should be out of all of that stuff by the time you get in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Now, that ain't everybody's testimony, but we're not here to judge anybody. We just want to be healthy. Healthy, healthy, healthy. For the last 5 years, I've been diagnosed with this hypertension, and since I've been diagnosed with this thing, I have not been feeling good. My body have not been right. It's because our bodies are not supposed to, we're not supposed to need medication. We're not supposed to need medication. There's some plant, there's some tree on this earth that is that has a healing substance inside of it for every single thing that we're going through. We got to be careful because when you go to the doctors are doing this. Instead of trying to give you a cure for anything, they just trying to get customers. It's all about the customer. It's all about money. Yeah, okay. Then what they do is, okay, did you get we need to do your blood. For a woman, did you get your pap smear this year? Oh, are you over 40? You need a mammogram? Okay, what's your other complaint? And don't give them a complaint because you give them a complaint, they finna add 3 more tests on there. It's all about finances to a lot of them. Now, there are some doctors out here that care. So I'm not bashing the doctor, but I am saying this. The God that we do serve, God made sure that we had everything we needed on this earth. Before any hospital was ever created, built from the ground up, God already had a plan for us. There is a herb, there is a spice, there is something. I'll give you an example. Antibiotics, for example. Garlic is loaded with antioxidants and antibiotic up inside of there. You eat that garlic gets to eating up certain things on the inside of us that's not supposed to be there. Greens, wheatgrass, berries. And we're going to go through some of these things. Now, those I'm not going to go through today, but I'm talking about we're going to go through some of this on the Lendoria show so we can understand what do our bodies need to operate, to function. When you drive a car, for everybody that drive a car, you understand one thing. You need gas for that car to run. If that car run out of gas, guess what? You're going to go out there and you're going to go to start that ignition and you're going to hear this. And if you keep doing it, you're going to run the car all the way down and it's going to say, shoot. Ask me how I know. Shoot. Shoot. And it's not going to say anything. Then by the time you call, you call for help, you're going to say, they're going to say, what is your car saying? You're going to say, it ain't saying nothing. Well, what was it? Was it saying anything? It was saying, then say, now it's not saying, well, you need some gas. Somebody that's experienced, somebody else that's older, that have been through that thing already, they're gonna know from experience, you know what? You probably need some gas. Let me bring you some gas, and they'll bring it. If you don't have gas to put in that car is not gonna run. If you don't take care of the heart of that car, the car is not going to run. What's the heart of that car? The engine, the alternator. You gotta have a good alternator or the battery won't even work. The battery need to be charged. You gotta have a good battery. A catalytic converter. Can't have no bus one because you go down the street real loud. People gonna hear you coming a mile away. Okay? So we gotta take care of that car. Our bodies are the same way. We have to take care of it. The Bible says that the body is the temple. This is our temple. This is the temple that the Holy Ghost live inside of. We have to take care of this thing. So we'll be discussing what our bodies need to survive. What do your body need to survive? We're going to talk about, it's certain things you take for your eyes. It's certain things you consume and you eat that covers your brain. There's certain things you eat that covers your blood, that keeps your blood flowing. There's certain things that we take that cleans our system out, like lemon, lime, and cucumber. You take that, that's an antioxidant. It cleans your body, it cleans your system. Don't drink nothing else, but just drink that for like 2-3 days to clean your system out. I take something called, what's the name of it? It's called, what is the name of it? Hey, baby, what's the name of that stuff we be taking? It's called wormwood walnut. Sorry, I got it. It's called wormwood walnut. When you take that wormwood walnut, that baby, it kills the parasites inside of your body. And there's something in your mind, in your head area, that feels light. It feels very, very, very light. And it's like, you feel refreshed, You take it, it's nasty. It's very nasty. I'm not going to lie. It's nasty. It's not that expensive, but these things we're going to be talking about for the health and wellness. It's nasty. You take a spoonful of it. On the directions it tell you can take it and mix it in different stuff, or I just go ahead and take it. You know what I've done since I'm older and since I want a healthy body? I train myself to take it. I don't care what it is. It's one thing. The hardest thing it is for me to take is one thing, and that's the onions. To bite the onion raw is just, that's the hardest thing it is for me to take. But I still take it. I take that. The garlic, I've trained myself to take it so much that I can just eat the garlic as long as it's not too hot. If it's too hot, some of them, they be so rich and potent. They be hot. You gotta hurry up and chew it and hurry up and drink something else down, to drink it down, but I can still take it. And I eat garlic and just about everything. My husband had told me, he was like, you gotta calm down with this garlic, because the garlic, when you consume so much of it, it just start coming out of, every orifice that you have. So whatever you consume in, it comes out. But your body is healthy, your immune system is high. So we'll be discussing this thing. I'll be sharing what I do, and you guys share with me. Share what you do. Share it with me and share it with the world. Okay? So we're going to use the Lendoria platform, this broadcast, to just share. Let's share and let's help other people so that we can feel good. We can feel good about ourselves. This hypertension. Since I've been diagnosed with this hypertension, I have not been getting a lot of good night's sleep. There's something that happens with the mucus and in the back, all the way in the back of your bronchial system, that sometimes it drains. And as soon as you get into a deep sleep, it's draining and it wake you up, you're coughing, you're hacking, and it's just miserable. It's miserable. That's why I said my mind is made up. One thing I learned with this thing, when it's time for you to learn, I got to change my eating habits. You have to be determined to be disciplined. And that's the name of the workout show. The workout show is going to be on Thursdays. So let me do the order of service. On Mondays, if you want to follow me, Mondays, my name is Pastor Ellis. I'm on Facebook Live. You can look up. If you just put in Lendoria, I'm going to come up. I'm the only Lendoria, I think, on Facebook. Len. Nope, something. Let's get out of there. Lendoria. You're going to see Pastor, you're going to see Lendoria Ellis Pastor. It's Lendoria Ellis Pastor. And it's 2 pages. If you go to either page, I'm going to make sure that all of the lives are on both pages anyway. But on Mondays, it'll be our marriage ministry. I like you. I like you. Because it's important for everybody that's married. You have to like your spouse. There's a difference in loving and liking. When you like each other, you can build a bond and a friendship behind it. So we'll talk about that. But on Wednesdays, we'll be doing the Lendoria show, which will be just caring and sharing, encouraging and boosting and helping push people up, get over. We don't have a crab mentality. We teach and we encourage. We don't pull down. We don't hold people back. We want to, good job. You did. Keep it going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We're going to be sharing stories of other people that's successful with losing weight. Why do I feel so good about this? I've done it before. I've done it 3 times before. I've done it with, what was the first one? The first one was no pork, no beef. A friend of mine was doing no starches, and I was doing no pork and beef. We both are losing weight. So it's a lot of different plans out here. It's just that you have to find what's going to work for your body. That no pork and no beef was working real good for me. And I was off that pork and beef for about 5 years. What happened that made me start back eating it? I don't know. I can't even remember. All I know is I started back eating that beef. I done chopped that beef back out of my diet, because that beef sits in your system for 3 days. It sits up in there, and beef is foul. It's just foul in your system. It's foul. I left that alone. I don't even like how it make me feel. Beef make you feel sluggish. It make you feel heavy. It make you feel lazy, just drowsy. It weighs on you. So I don't touch it. I don't mess with that beef at all. That pork. Now, me and bacon, we got a beautiful friendship. It's like that love at first sight thing, when you get up in the morning, you be like, oh man, I'm hungry. What do I? Some bacon. And the kitchen get to just pulling on you, and your husband like, what are we going to eat today? And in your mind, it's, I gotta go get this bacon. I gotta go get this bacon. I gotta go get this bacon. Gotta go get this bacon. So the bacon, I love bacon. But can I do it? I'm going to. I did it before. Will I stop eating bacon forever? No. This is what I'm going to do. And I'll share some of what I'm going to do tonight. So if you want to join me, join in. I have this thing. It's 21 days. Anything you want to do, if you want to stop doing something or if you want to start doing something else, all it takes is 21 days to create a new habit. That's 3 weeks. That's it. 3 weeks. What I've learned in life is this. Listen, I'm not connected to no kids. I'm connected to nothing but men and women on every social media platform I have. So I'm speaking to nothing but grown-ups. We do exactly what we want to do in life. We do. And that's just a reality. We do what we want to do in life. So if we want to go out and party and kick it, we do that. If we want to drink and smoke, we do that. If we want to live holy, we do that. If we want to be righteous, we do that. We do everything we want to do. If we're going to be married and you're going to be dedicated to your wedding, to your marriage, you're going to do that. If you're going to be an adulterer, you're going to do that. Whatever you make your mind up to do, you do it. We do it. Now, let me speak for me. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't club. I don't party. I don't listen to music outside of gospel music and love music with my husband. Okay? I don't condemn nobody. Everybody's with you. You where you at in life. You where you are. And as a pastor, I've learned this in life. I've learned, I don't even, if I'm around people and they not saved, I'm not going to come in your face and be preaching to you or throwing 1,000 scriptures in your face. What I usually do, I'll always invite a person to Christ. If they accept, if they interested, they coming. If they're not interested, they not coming. You can invite them, and if they accept the invite, okay. If they don't come, you know this, okay, the devil gonna try to do whatever he can do to mentally try to get them to deter them. So invite them to something else. That's the most you can do. That's the most you can do. You don't condemn anybody. Because at the end of the day, even though I don't smoke, drink, curse, go to clubs, parties, I don't cheat on my husband, I still ain't perfect. So when I look in the mirror, it's still some things about me that in my mind, I have to, don't think like that. Lynn, you shouldn't be speaking like that to yourself. There's some things you won't say to people that you will think in your mind. It's still a simple thought. Okay? So nobody is exempt from having to repent every day. But you can live this life. You can live this life. We'll talk about that on one of the church pages one day. Because I taught that before. I taught how to be a perfect Christian. There is a perfection you can walk in. There is a perfection that God accepts. There's a perfection. So we'll talk about that. Or you can catch one of my videos on the, because it's on my page. It's on my Facebook page. How to walk in perfection. Because you can. The perfection is not the perfection that some people are like, ain't nobody perfect. No, ain't nobody perfect in the flesh. As long as we're in this flesh, we're going to constantly fall somewhere and do something. But there's a spiritual perfection. A spiritual perfection that you can walk in that will please God. Faith pleases God. So, but like I said, I'm not going to preach and teach right now. On Mondays, that's what we do. We have the I Like You Marriage Ministry. On Wednesdays, I'll be having the Lendoria show where we will be caring, sharing, catering, encouraging, uplifting, talking about health and wellness, talking about parenting, talking about marriage, talking about the government, the stimulus check. If you send over stories, good news. It's a segment I want to have on the show that just talking about good news. Hey, what's going on with you? You got some good news? Did you get married? Do you have a child that graduated from high school? Do you have a child that graduated from college? Share that. Share that. Share that good news. It don't matter if you're black, white, Chinese, Asian, Japanese, African. We want to encourage each other. We want to encourage everyone. Amen. You might have a young adult that's still living home that's not talking about they don't want to go to college or they don't want to finish high school, and they watching somebody else's story. This is good news. Did you get married? That's a good thing. Getting married is a good thing. Do you have a good marriage? A beautiful, healthy marriage? Share that. Somebody need to hear that. Somebody need to, is somebody out here that have a bad marriage, that hearing about your good marriage will be an encouragement to them. Did you just have a baby? You know, I just had, my daughter just had a set of twins. That gave me 7 grandbabies. I'm up to 7 now. So let me see, I can name them all. I was talking to a lady one time. She was a little older though, you know, and she couldn't name them. She was like, I done lost count. I have Lily, my little Liliana. I have my little Meg Jr., Mackenzie. I have, I still got to think though. I have my little Jarvis Jr. We call him Juju. Then we have Maverick. I call him Mav, my little Mav. Then we have, who was number 5? Little Benjamin. And then we have the 2 little girlies, Nevela and Nyla. That's all 7 of my grandbabies. Yep. I wrote a little song for them, you know, I wrote it when Lily came. And then when Mac Jr. came, I added on to it because he's a boy. So what I'm going to do, I call myself waiting till the pandemic, you know, pass over a little bit, just so that, you know, when you go out in the street and you go from place to place, you don't know if you pick up something that, because your immune system is strong, you're not getting it, but you can pass it to somebody else. I wouldn't want to give anything to my grandbabies or anything. So I'm trying to wait till this coronavirus pass over a little bit. But I want to do a video. I'm going to do a live video with my grandbabies. My cat came to me, just scared me a bit. Say hi, King. Say hi, King. I love animals. So one day I'll even share the different things I'm doing with my farm, because I said a farm. I am a city-born country girl. City-born country girl that believe in gardening. I have a garden out back. And I believe in having, raising your own food. So I just got into all of this like the last 2 years. So some of it I'm still learning. Some of it I'm pretty good at it. And some of it I'm going to be sure. I'm going to be caring and sharing anywhere along the journey. But for the grandbabies, I go, hey, girl. This is what I was saying to Lily. I'm so glad to have you in my world. Yeah. And she would just look at me like, oh, like, Big Mama, you singing to me? Hey, girl, I'm so glad to have you in my world. And then with little Junior, hey, boy, you really bring me so much joy, yeah. Hey, boy, you really bring me so much joy. And I would look at her, hey, girl, I'm so glad to have you in my world. She would just laugh. Hey, boy, you really bring me so much joy. So now what I'm going to do, since it's a variety of them, I want to do the video. And I'm going to have my girls on the one side and my boys on the other side. And just sing to all of them, you know? So, yes, I'm Big Mama. When I was young, my grandmother, all I remember was her working for herself. She sewed, she made pillows, she used to cover, furniture. Back when I was young, all of the furniture was covered. I believe it was leather furniture. I just don't remember going to nobody's house that had leather furniture. All of the houses we went to when I was little, they had covering over. They had like this thick plastic covering over, and that's what I remember. So the values of who I am and who I am evolving into in the later years, it all stemmed from who you are, watching your grandmother, watching your grandfather. I remember my great grandma, when I would go down to Arkansas, to Helena, Arkansas with my dad, we had the chickens running around, and, my grandmother would go and get the eggs from in the back, and those was the eggs we used. We used the eggs from the chickens. So that's why the last part of what I have to personally do. And I encourage you, if this is a journey that you would like to take in life, I encourage you, watch my journey. Watch me as I go through my journey, and I will share it all the way through. You know, we just got to get the land. What me and my husband did is we determined that we wanted to get a fixer-upper. So we purchased a fixer-upper, a mobile home. Yes, a mobile home. That's what we got. We was going to do something even different than that. We was going to go and get some containers. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but I'm a DIY woman anyway. That's me. I think I'm like the queen of DIY. I believe in just making as much stuff as you can. I'm frugal. I don't believe in spending $3,000 on a couch when you can make one yourself. Go get all of the frame, do your work. It's just me, you know. So to each his own. To each his own. It's me. My dining room table, maybe I'll share it. I'll share it one day. Matter of fact, I'll share it all when we all done. I'll share it all. But we made it. We took a end table. It was an end table that was somebody else's trash. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So I took that table and I asked my husband, can I keep it? He said, yes. And I said, okay. So I took it. I went and got some spray paint and I spray painted it. And, I'll show you guys when we all done with everything, what I did to that table. But I took that table and I made it our dining room table. We added on to it and we got a beautiful dining room table. So I believe in making things. I believe in putting things together. I believe in trailblazing. I believe in starting things from scratch and just, I don't believe it was God's will for us to just have everything just given to you like this. You're supposed to work for it. You just work for the things you want in life. You work hard and you work for the things you want in life. So we bought a DIY house. Let's just say that, a DIY house. So now we're looking for the land that matches us. It's a lot of land out here, but the land don't match us. And just because the land is free, it's a certain time of the year you have to look out for land pretty much after the winter. After the winter time is one of the best times. After the winter and after April, May, because some land is wetland. Wetland is land you don't want to build on. You don't want to put a home on that. You don't want to put a farm on it. Wetland is muddy. It's always wet. The water don't dissolve. It don't deteriorate away pretty fast. You don't want to have rabbits and you don't want to have your chickens. You don't want to have your animals on wetland. Now, if you got ducks, that's fine. Ducks will do good on the wetland like that, but not chickens. Chickens and water, them sitting water, that's not good for chickens. That kind of stuff is not good for them. They need dry land. And you want dry land for all of your animals. So we're not going to have a lot of animals. We are going to have rabbits, meat rabbits. We're going to have chickens. We will be eating our chickens. We will be taking eggs from our chickens. Trying to think about, my husband said it's okay, but my mind is not made up yet. If we're going to do a goat or a cow. If we do the cow, it's not going to be for the beef. It's going to be for the milk or maybe a goat. But my mind is not made up yet with those two yet. So, right now, those are just a question mark. I do want a mini pig, so I'm going to have me a mini pig. And my daughter-in-law, she's going to get the mini pig because she want to bless me with a mini pig. So I like pigs. I like little mini pigs. And I want one of those. We got a couple of cats. Cats keep mice away. We have Tiger. Tiger was a little cat that went follow my youngest daughter home last year, about a year ago. He's about a year and a half now. He was about 6 weeks old. Just a little lost kitten somewhere. He's following her. Meow, 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 meow. Just following her. She opened the door. He come running in the house behind her. Hold on, something wrong with it. He come running in the house, just like he lived there. Meow, 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 meow. I said, no, Mama. I said, no, Mom, please, Mama, please. Please. I said, no, 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 not yet, because I didn't want to get none until we got the land. Please, mama. That was the best thing I did, was to bring that baby in the house, because he keep mice out, and anything around the house. If he see a cat around the house, I brought him on in. I took him. I defleed him. I washed him. I bathed him up real good and got all them fleas off of him. Got him a flea collar, and he keep the animals away. When I tell you he keep them away, he see him and he just go, and you just see a ball. I saw him attack this cat. He rolled the whole cat over on his back and ran him and chased him, and he came back with little scratches. He got battle wounds all over him, but he the little soldier cat to keep all the other ones away. So for the garden, you don't want certain animals. They'll come and eat in your garden. So that the cats, they'll keep certain animals away in that bay. And dogs. My daughter have one dog, which we probably keep her, and we're gonna get a couple of more. We're gonna get some. They call Great Pyrenees. Great Pyrenees is the top of the line watchdog, and they're huge. They considered large dogs. So depending on where we get the land at, sometimes it's a lot of different animals. One of the areas we looked at, they actually had bears. They had bears, deers. They had foxes. It was coyotes, bobcats, snakes, just a lot of different animals that could come through. So we got to have a couple of big animals along with some little smokies, some little smokies that'll keep them at bay. I don't want to kill no animals, but I don't want to get eaten up or, be to where we can't go outside and, be at danger. So even out here where I'm at, though, I'm out in Indiana. And even out here, I looked up the animals out here. There's some of those out here. I've seen bobcats. I've seen coyotes. I've seen deer, fox. I haven't seen any bears, but they say those bears out here when I Googled it. And I know all bears don't attack. Some do, but still, I don't want to play with it. I just want to make sure we have enough watchdog animals outside as well. But so I'm gonna share that. Why do I want to farm? One, as a little girl, that's what I saw. It's what I saw growing up. When we went to go visit my dad after my mom and dad separated, my father, he went back to his hometown, Arkansas. My mom was from Jackson, Mississippi. She was a country woman, moved to the city. He's a country man, moved to the city. They met, got married, had children. Things went sour. They separated. When he went back down there, when we went to visit for the summer, that's what we saw. Our cousins had cows and pigs, and they had animals, and they had farms, and all of that stuff was always intriguing to me. Just to find out this many years later, God called me to pastor, and one of the things the Lord showed me was go get the land. Go get the land. Why do we need to go get the land? There's wealth in the land. Amen. The wealth is not even in all of the finances, and I don't want to start preaching. So, wealth is in farming. It's in farming. If anything happened, let's say this. I've been teaching our church this for the last 2 years. I've been telling them, y'all need to start canning food. Y'all need to dehydrate food. I've been teaching them different styles, all the different types of ways of how to preserve your food. If something happened and it's a big calamity happen, the lights are out and they out for a while, what are you going to do? Will you be able to survive? Well, look at what's been going on with this pandemic since March. For a minute, the stores, it looked like everybody was going out of meat. Some of the meat, the meat wholesale places was closing because the workers was getting COVID-19. They didn't even have nobody to run the places. So they had to close down some of them. Some of them had to put some of the animals to sleep. I was following it because they didn't have anyone to harvest the meat, to go in there, no butchers. Right? About a week ago, tornadoes swore through here. Tornadoes everywhere. Tornadoes. I'm in Indiana. My mother called me. She said, Lynn. My mother called me Lynn. She said, Lynn. She said, there's tornadoes everywhere. She said, where y'all at? And I told her, we at home. And with all of this other stuff, we don't, outside of what I have to do, I don't go outside anyway. I stay at home. I'm a homebody. I said, I'm at home, Mom. What's going on? It's tornadoes everywhere. They're everywhere. Just call the kids and check on the kids. Okay. Before I can hang up good, I walked from one end of the house to the other end of the house and forgot just that fast. The phone rang again. It's my daughter crying on the phone, my oldest daughter. Mama, it's tornadoes out here. And I just woke up and I'm like, what? It's a tornado outside right now. And she said, it's pulling trees from the ground, from the root. I said, what? I said, and I'm telling her, go to the bathroom then because in my mind, you ain't got enough time. Go to the bathroom, get a mattress, because we was taught run to the basement or go to the bathroom and put a mattress on top of it. She said, well, I already got the babies and I'm in the basement. I said, good, stay down there. Well, I was wondering if I did the right thing. I said, stay down there. Don't even try to move and do anything else. So I'm reaching out to the rest of the kids, just trying to make sure, long story short, trying to make sure that they all were okay. And they all were, thank God. Long story short, the lights stayed off 4 to 5 days in some of the areas. When I called the light company, you couldn't even get nobody. But some of the people that did in my area, they was like, well, the light's going to be out. They're saying they can't get to us until Saturday or Sunday, which was 4 and 5 days away. I said, 4 and 5 days. I said, wow. I said, okay. I said, well, I don't have a generator and I don't have solar panels yet. That's one thing that me and my husband have been talking about, getting solar panels. Because you get the solar panels, you don't even have to worry about this stuff. You just retrain yourself to live a new life, to live, different. When I went to Africa on a missionary trip in 2006, and when I went to Africa, one of the areas we were in Ethiopia, we did a week in Ethiopia and a week in Uganda, missionary trip. And Ethiopia, they'll give you, during the daytime, no lights at all. No lights. You do everything you have to do off of daylight. And at nighttime, they'll turn it on. I don't remember the exact hours, but it'll be like from 6? I don't remember what time it got dark. Right when it started getting dark, and they'll give you maybe like 3 hours. They'll turn the generator on. You better get in there and wash your hair, blow dry your hair. If you using that time to watch a little movie or something, you have that little time to watch a movie or cook, whatever you're going to do, you got 3 hours pretty much to do it. Then they turn the generators off. And to me, that's smart. To me, I would love for things to go back. When I was a little girl, TV used to go off. TV would go off at a certain time. We're going to talk about something else. It's something I got to remember to write this down. We're going to talk about porn. We're going to talk about porn. We're going to talk about why is it so easy? Why is the number of people that watch porn and stuff on an uprise? Why is it so high? And that's one of the reasons, because when we were young, TV went off. TV went off. Put that down so I can remember. We'll talk about that. That's gonna be one of our topics real soon. TV went off. It's so easy nowadays. People can just, ooh, my wife gone. Ooh, oh my gosh. Just for hours. My husband gone. Because it's not just husbands. It's wives too. Some. It's women too. It's men and women. This thing is on the uprise. This whole sex spirit. Why? This is one of the reasons why. Back in the day, you would find that the dads would have stuff like magazines, the little women, women in the magazines, and some men would be too embarrassed to go buy a magazine. So he didn't have much to work with outside of his imagination. That keeps that spirit toned down. But see, now everything you watching on TV is nudity in everything. You can't even watch a PG-13 movie without a lady getting out of the bed and walking across the room with her panties on. you know? So with a t-shirt on and panties, this is what your kids watching. So this is like a norm to them. And we're wondering why the little boys' minds is where they're not supposed to be. But that's another conversation. We'll talk about that on another day. But long story short, this whole day, this broadcast right here was just to help you to get familiar with who I am. Who is Lendoria? Who is Lendoria? You know, why do we talk about some of the things we talk about? This is the stuff that's going on. We're talking about the natural stuff that's going on earth and how to conquer some of these things, how to encourage each other, you know? Why farm, you know? And just to end it with the story that I was giving you guys, everything was off for 4 to 5 days. And in that 4 to 5 days, I heard some people say they lost their food. I didn't lose anything. 2 things that it looked like I was about to lose, I took it and I made dog food out of it. I made dog food out of it. And everything else, it looked like that was, what I did is I went and bought $150 worth of mason jars because I canned food. So, and if you don't know what canning is you had a big pressure cooker. It's like a big pressure cooker, but it's not a pressure cooker. It's a canner. It's a difference. It's a canner. You take the mason jars and you put your food down up in there, and it's a whole system. And I'll be teaching that on YouTube too. I'll be teaching it on one of these lives. But you take them jars, you put it down up in the canning pot, and you have to can it. You got to put some little weights on it according to where you live, what zone you live in, and how high you are above the sea level. And I'll explain all of that, the importance of all of that. But I just started canning mine. What was thawing out fast in mine, I have a deep freezer, so that stuff was frozen solid. I didn't lose any of that. And the stuff that was thawing out in the fridge, because I'm a preserver, I believe in preserving your food. I already am ahead of it. I know how to do it. So I buy cases of eggs right now because we don't have the chickens yet. So and then I sell food. So I buy big cases like, let me see, let me get it. Big old cases of eggs from GFS. I took them all and I boiled them all. And what you do is you take them, you boil them, and it's something called pickled eggs. You pickle them, that's all. And it's a way you preserve them. So we can eat, if you take that, chop it up, and you put it in a salad, or you can just eat it like that, however you want to eat it. But it's different ways you can preserve it to keep your food. So I didn't lose anything. But just in case it stayed off longer than 4 or 5 days, I was ready and I already knew what to do. As that stuff thawed out, I would have chopped that chicken up and I would have been canning it. So I wouldn't have lost anything. And that's what I've been teaching my church. Make sure that you all preserve your food, learn how to preserve it. If you don't want to do it, learn how to do it. So if calamity hit, you already know what to do. You cover. Thank you for joining in on this broadcast today. Again, my name is Lendoria. This is the Lendoria Show. I know for a fact that you heard something that will cause you to say, you know what? Next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, I got to make sure that I'm ready to tune in. I'm ready to tune in because I'm interested in what Lendoria want to share. And I have a story to share with her. If you have a story to share with me, share it with me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's good going on in your life. What's good going on? What's good you have that you want to share with the Lendoria Show and that you want to share with the world? Share with me so we can share it with the world. God bless you. And until next week, you stay blessed. I love you. Love on me. I pray for you. You pray for me. I'll see you next week. God bless you.